Call this meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Well, let's begin with exonerations and consolidations. Or none. Any estate qualifications? Sure, we have you on 9 to 15, so we'll come back to it. That we approve the estate qualifications and the state's numbers as presented. Second, all in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion passes. We have no board appointments or resignations at this time. Any budget revisions? Angel.
Let's see. Moved 5,000 from contingencies into county commission insurance to cover our workers' comp, and then I moved $90. I increased our refund reimbursements and put it back into law enforcement health, and remember, I told the Gilmer for overseas on something like that.
That's our balance and contingency now. 91. 67. It's not a lot. This one right here.
Yeah.
This is older.
approve the budget revisions?
I move to approve the budget revisions as submitted.
Second, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion passes. We don't have a control report, it's not that time. Minutes of February 19th, 2016.
I move that, to approve the commission minutes for February 19th as presented.
Second, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Please stay on the back page.
I guess, I don't know, you guys think these were?
No, we don't. No. No. We are in receipt of county board minutes for the Board of Health for their December 21st and January 26th meetings. And also the Westmont Tower C&D Board of Directors, their minutes for January 19th, 2016. They're here at the courthouse for the public's review. I'll take this time. Jack, do you have anything to share with us today?
I just have my budget with me today. So whenever you.
We're getting ready to begin that process.
So whenever you want me to present, I'll
You can do it right now.
do it
I'm
right now.
gonna allow you to do that right now, please.
Angel, do they have a copy of it? What was your, what you typed? If not, it is. Do a quick look at it, I think you'll be really pleased with it. Actually, it increased by $235 for next year. I made several line item adjustments in it, reduced most of them, and then, of course, while reimbursing the deputy director, that went up, so I tried to adjust the others to offset that, reduce those down. But I came up with an overall increase of $235 over the current budget year.
Okay, all right.
And that's as close as I can get it. That's, no money's, hope nothing breaks, nothing dies, nothing quits, you know, those type of things. Took a lot of the vehicle expense. Last year's budget was kind of, for me, it was kind of a shot in the dark because I had X amount of money, I didn't know what the line items.
Right.
Angel or something, we readjusted those and got them, you know, I think within where they need to be. Like I say, there's no extra money anywhere in the budget for anything. So, I wanted to keep it exactly the same, but I just couldn't do that. I just couldn't keep it exactly the same.
Well, it's 20% plus less than it was 2014, 2015.
It's going, yes,
so.
it's going down year. But that is,
We'll begin this process
that is my budget.
in the next few days.
So I'm going to present that to you in person. A few notes, like I said, we have no major purchases are planned for next year. No major expenses hopefully aren't planned. Our major expense might be a vehicle expense, hopefully nothing happens there, but maybe a vehicle. It's used very limited. It's probably less than $300 right now in fuel for the whole year, so we don't use it a lot. We go to meetings with it, or we have, you know, official business we go on. Other than that, it sits out there snowboarding most of the time, things of that nature. We did discontinue a fax line at the office that has been used for probably a year, and so we reduced that cost on the phone bill by getting that line out there. We didn't have a fax machine out there. Fax line, so we just discontinued that this month. I thought we were discontinued, but it hadn't been, so that would be, which is not much, but it's a little, you know, $240, maybe $300 a year, but it's $3 a year.
That's right.
Yeah, whatever that is out there. So we did do that. But that's what I have submitted. Hopefully you all adhere to that. The EMPG grant, part of it was submitted request. I don't know what that's going to be yet. Maybe some, maybe none. Angel and I are still working on part of it, but I submitted part of it yesterday. You never know. I mean, that's the scary thing when you live and die with grants. You just don't know. Whatever, if we get any at all, we'll take it.
Yeah, that's,
You know, you can always hope for the best on that.
we submitted one for ambulance, assistance on an ambulance yesterday. But you're right, you don't get it.
We don't ask for it, so, but, our primary reimbursement is for the personnel costs, if we can get even some of that reimbursed, we'll help. So, they said this turnaround time should be quickly, but government, who knows what quick is, you know, it could be days, it could be months. The whole process is late this year, because usually it's done before December. But, if y'all have any questions about the budget?
Were there any bills in the legislature this time that had anything to do with emergency services or affected them? I just didn't, I don't recall seeing any, but sometimes there's so many.
Not that I know of. The thing about emergency services was when the governor put that freeze on, the Charleston offices, they slowed down their travel, of course, a lot with that. But that's kind of been lifted since then, so.
The biggest issues I've heard are probably with the health departments,
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
where they were regionalized and come back. I'd say, the reason you probably haven't gotten money is because the big, I heard from Charleston, it was supposed to be in December, all the money problems they got, balance their budget now.
Yeah, so they balance the budgets too, so we just don't, like I said, we don't know, but we just give it a try. So
Good deal.
If you have any questions, get hold of me, or Angel or somebody. Angel's been real cooperative, she did all, she put all the numbers up for me and everything, so. So she probably knows the name of the answers as I do, but thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Jack.
Okay.
Well, we've got a few minutes. Did you have any unfinished business to bring up, John? I didn't have anything listed. The West Virginia risk pool insurance proposal for 2016-2017.
You guys want me to get, approximate amount on how much it would cost? And, so it's gonna cost about $12 for 10,000. This is what we paid last time. So we're talking about the whole house. We have 332,000 coverage on the building and 88 on the content coverage, which we took the 88,000 off content coverage, which that saved us about $103 a year. So, we're paying about $359 a year for the 332,000 building coverage. We are looking into going with the actual cash value or the demolition, debris removal only. I'm trying to figure out how much.
What that price, John? I'm not sure we should change, consider it change. I'm not sure we just shouldn't leave $307.
Yeah, that's not bad to me.
I just like, and that we were leaving it as is, we're not making any changes.
Okay. So we'll do
It's
that.
just getting that breakdown and knowing the actual cost.
Of what it is.
Yes.
Yeah,
And that was 300, and
$359 a year.
that's,
But you're, like, say for instance.
and who's to say the worst case scenario happened, it doesn't necessarily have to be put back at that same place. The county could have a building somewhere.
Yeah, for like, for 220,000 of actual cash value, it would cost you about $264. So you're not saving $100
I mean,
a
yeah.
year.
We
Okay, well, you guys approve that.
we'll just, I think in that case, because we're not making a change, just let the record reflect that the consensus was to leave as is,
Yeah, but we're removing the content.
the contents.
Okay. And you do your sign.
Well, I should have a motion in for this, John, to accept this proposal.
I move to give the president of the commission permission to sign for West Virginia risk pool insurance proposal for 2016-17.
Second, all in favor say aye. Aye, opposed, nay, motion passes. Okay. Okay. Mrs. Sharon Kessler is with us today from the American Red Cross.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. These here with you all.
Yeah, we have Commissioner missing. You'll see that he gets that.
So thanks for giving me this opportunity to come to you during March's Red Cross Month, nationally known, has been for years and years and years. And I like to be able to give an update always in March. So things have changed a lot in the Red Cross, and I just want to go over a couple of things in your folders there first, okay? So on the left-hand side, you'll see a map, and it shows our 4 chapters in West Virginia. Gilmer County is part of Northwest West Virginia. We're 17 counties strong. We go from Mason County all the way up to Hancock, so we're the green part there on your map, all the way into Braxton. Means I travel a lot.
Mhm.
I'm the new executive director, have been for the past year, a little bit over a year, but with my 26th year with American Red Cross, so I know a little bit about Red Cross. But behind that is our listing of our board of directors, and I included that because I wanted to show you that most of our board of directors come from either Wood or Ohio counties. Ohio County, and what we'd like to see happen is one person from each of our counties. So you all are the leadership of this county, you know everybody. If there is a name that you would like to submit to me for me to talk to someone about potentially coming on board on the board of directors, please let me know. We do a lot of things by phone. We eventually will get to like a Skyping system, so they don't always have to travel in for a meeting, but we do want a representative from this area, okay? So hopefully I'll hear from you about that.
Have you had in the past?
We have not had anyone from Gilmer County. We have volunteers from over here, but not.
That's what I'm thinking of,
Yeah,
like
but
Buck
not
Stevens was
representatives. Yes, right.
the Wayne
Yeah,
Cottrell,
Wayne,
yes.
And a few others, and Wayne has just retired, so he'll do a few things for us, but he won't be able to do casework anymore, so.
Do you have a replacement?
Not at this time.
Not at this time.
Not at this time. We are, I'm just checking the statistics here, we are currently showing 0 volunteers in Gilmer County, which means when there's a house fire over here, we have to come over from Wood County to take care of it. We do that, we're an hour and a half away, but we do it. And what we need to do is have trained volunteers from this county. So hopefully the word will get out that that is what we're looking for. My card is in your folder. I'm best reached by my cell phone. And that's the way to help me connect with potential volunteers, both for the board and for disaster services. Okay? On the
Now,
I'm
I
sorry.
don't mean to interrupt.
That's okay, go
While
ahead.
we're on that, you know,
Yeah.
thinking ahead,
Uh-huh.
I'm just curious, in other counties,
Uh-huh.
you know, the first thoughts that would be an ideal position, like for a volunteer fireman, if one.
It can happen, yes. The only thing is, the fireman's usually taking care of the fire. We're usually called to the scene by the firemen, so that while they're finishing
Maybe a
up their job.
spouse of, or.
Very much so, yes,
It's-
very much so. Yeah, that happens in some counties. In other counties, it's just simply somebody that has a passion to help care for their neighbors through our agency.
We'll see if we can help you with that.
Yeah, we really would appreciate that help, okay? Okay, so on the right-hand side of your folder, something very important coming up. March is Red Cross Month. We've identified every Saturday in March to be Save a Life Saturday. You'll see a huge phone number on that sheet. It is to help install free smoke alarms in people's homes. Every Saturday, we will have either a sign-up opportunity or an actual installation event going on. We currently don't have an event scheduled for Gilmer County on a Saturday, but we will come over and install smoke alarms if we get people to call in this number and schedule an appointment, okay? So we can do up to 3 free smoke alarms. It's part of a 5-year program by American Red Cross nationally to reduce by 25% fatalities and injuries as a result of a home fire. Unfortunately, in West Virginia, we've had 16 fatalities so far this year. It's not a good record. So this helps save lives. We know this does. We have documented cases of where Red Cross has been in one day to install smoke alarms, and a couple months later, there's been a fire and saved lives as a result. So
You provide the smoke alarms?
We do.
All the residents who
Anybody-
don't have, call
anybody
this
that needs it.
number.
You got it. You
Well,
got
that's a good deal.
it. It is designed, it's designed primarily,
Good deal.
it's designed primarily to assist those that may not be able to afford them or may not be physically capable of installing them, because we don't just drop them off, we actually install them. But it's there for anybody. We want to save lives, so if somebody needs a smoke alarm, and we can do up to 3 in the home, okay?
Can I interrupt?
Sure.
We will post that on our Facebook page,
Uh-huh.
social media through our office, our phone number, if that, if you'd like
That's
us to
fine.
do that.
That's perfect.
We will do that.
Thank you very
I'll
much.
have Eric to do that today or tomorrow. We will do that. We'll post it on our Facebook page. Go ahead.
So, at the same time we're installing these smoke alarms, we're doing even something more important, and that's educating the residents of that home. We make sure that they understand that they have less than 2 minutes to get out of their home because of the fire, that they should have 2 ways to get out of every room, that they need to have a meeting place designated outside of their home so they don't put a fireman's life at risk, searching for somebody in a home when that person's really out in the backyard when everybody else is out in the front yard. That you should drill a couple of times a year. So we go over all that and other hazardous events that they need to be prepared for while the smoke alarms are being installed. We're usually in and out of a home in about 15, 20 minutes. Okay? Behind that is our Services to Armed Forces, new information about our Veterans Support Officer, Veterans Service Officer. We have a volunteer who is a vet himself that now is on board. He's just very recently put on board to help us identify veterans in need of help, advocacy for their benefits. They may not even realize that they have benefits that are due to them, that our Veterans Service Officer can help them identify those. He has technology that brings him into the field, so he doesn't even have to wait for them to come to him. So in other words, people don't have to come to Parkersburg. Our VSO will come over here to Linville and help take care of it. The more information that we have about veterans in this area, the more Larry will be able to help those that are veterans in this area. Okay? Really, he's so enthusiastic about this, so we really want to make sure that this gets off to a good start. It's been going strong for a couple of years out of Kanawha County, but now being able to do it out of Northwest West Virginia. So behind that, finally, is something about our pillowcase project. It's a new program that we have that is designed to teach grades 3 to 5, students in grades 3 to 5, about preparedness by simply using a pillowcase and making that your emergency preparedness kit. We give them one, they get to decorate it and call it their own. We teach them what that needs to go into it. We talk about hazards in their area, and then we task them with going home and teaching the rest of their family about this. Okay, it's become very effective. I can tell you that in Gilmer County, we've actually done 68 pillowcase presentations already, 68 students to 68 students. Okay, so we're very thrilled about that. It's off to a good start here, but we'll be expanding that even more next year. For smoke alarm installations, we've already actually, this is here, make sure I'm reading this correctly. In Gilmer County, we've done 62 homes, 153 people in those 62 homes, and 165 alarms installed free of charge here in Gilmer County. And we'll do even more as we go along. 62 homes, 153 people, and 165 alarms. So that was on a calendar year basis. Also on a calendar year basis, in 2015, we had 2 responses for home fires here, 3 people. That's actually a little low for this county. We usually do a little bit more than that. But we think maybe our education's starting to get out there and people are doing much better and staying safer. And we've also been able to have 290 people trained in preparedness, health and safety, meaning CPR or first aid, things like classes like that, in fiscal year 15. So that's the information I have about Gilmer County. Do you all have any questions for me?
No, do you all have any questions?
You explained real well.
Yeah, very well.
Good, thank you.
Did y'all do any blood drives in the county?
Yes,
Schools?
yes, and I'm sorry, I don't have that information here as far as what's coming up in March. I think there's 1 or 2 coming up here in March, but I don't have that information with me, I apologize. But yes, we do have blood drives in this county. We have blood drives in all 55 of our counties. It's an important thing.
Yeah.
Another lifesaver by American Red Cross.
And your CPR,
CPR first aid, right. That was the 290 people trained in versions of that, yes.
were they through the schools too, or?
Not
is it-
usually, no, that's usually an independent person taking that training, or perhaps a group of employees or something like that. We appreciate the time that you spent with Jack. My disaster program manager, Todd Wines, actually has a more closer working relationship with him. But we say hey as we pass on the roads. Yeah. Okay, if there's no other questions,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Lots of information there to get out to the public, and we'll do that.
Okay.
And we'll try to find you a point person here.
Oh, really? We need one now.
I can see that.
Yeah. Need a couple of them, so. Okay.
We have your card, so we, I would prefer if we kind of put that on our agenda, like as unfinished business, so we don't forget, you know, because that's pretty important to have a spokesperson here to support your
I
agency.
agree.
Yeah. So we'll,
Okay. Did you all have a proclamation or a copy of a proclamation for March's Red Cross Month?
I'm sorry.
a proclamation, not that I've seen,
Okay, yeah,
there's,
we can put that in.
this is the month?
March's Red Cross Month, yeah, and
So we would
I
be-
have sent something over, but it just didn't get into your system, that's part of it.
Well, our county clerk had surgery.
See,
2 days ago,
that's
so
it.
She is out,
Mhm.
yes,
That is it, so.
but,
So you want your proclamation on next month, or the next meeting?
or if you go over in a few minutes while we pay these bills and see if maybe,
I have to get on over to Braxton County, so
We'll-
I'm going to go ahead and get
okay,
on that.
regardless.
Okay, so, but whatever.
this,
you want.
we'll get this word out there,
Okay.
this is a good thing,
Thank you
these
very much.
local areas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna go see that one. See
Yeah, let's start on the bills there, John, and while she looks for that, and we'll get but just giving this information public, that's. I don't want to assume, but I would say there are a lot of homes that don't have smoke alarms in your county. You found it? All right, well, it's on our agenda, so. Well, if you want to take time out and look at that. Plain this is for its own.
You didn't read it?
I don't think so, just the title.
Okay, this is a proclamation from American Red Cross Month 2016, Gilmer County Commission.
Go ahead, you want to read it? Yeah.
I can read it. Proclamation, in Gilmer County, we have a long history of helping our neighbors in need. American Red Cross Month is a special time to recognize and thank our everyday heroes, those selfless Red Cross volunteers and donors who give of their time and resources to help community members. These heroes help families find shelter after a home fire. They give blood to help trauma victims and cancer patients. They deliver comfort items to military members in the hospital. They use their life-saving skills to save someone from a heart attack, drowning, or choking. They enable children around the globe to be vaccinated from measles and rubella. The American Red Cross depends on local heroes to develop help and hope during a disaster. We applaud our heroes here in Gilmer County who give of themselves to assist their neighbors when they need a helping hand. Across the country and around the world, the American Red Cross responds to disasters big and small. In fact, every 8 minutes, the organization responds to a community disaster, providing shelter, food, emotional support, and other necessities to those affected. It collects 40% of the nation's blood supply, provides 24-hour support to military members, veterans and their families, teaches millions life-saving skills such as lifeguarding and CPR, and through its Restoring Family Links program, connects family members separated by crisis, conflict, or migration. We dedicate the month of March to all those who support the American Red Cross mission to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of emergencies. Our community depends on the American Red Cross, which relies on donations of time, money, and blood to fulfill its humanitarian mission. Now therefore, we, Larry Chapman, Bryan County, and John Benton, County Commissioners of Gilmer County, by virtue of the authority vested in us by the constitutional laws of Gilmer County, West Virginia, we hereby proclaim March 2016 as American Red Cross Month. We encourage all Americans to support this organization and its noble humanitarian mission. In witness whereof, we have hereunto set our hand this 4th day of March in the year of our Lord 2016.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Proclamation passed.
You'll tell them the invoice from the letter.
It'll do together.
This is the bill. It looks like Gene took some money off his jail bill.
I don't know, Bill. I hope I don't have anything.
Found some mistakes.
Looks like-
I didn't know, I got it for a,
Oh, we didn't get permission.
well, I don't know, if you turn to the last page, it was half the day on there. No, sorry. And that was the reason the commission found the little pay the Chapter 219 because the order was not filed.
noticed that people get set up for a year in regional jail. I don't think you want to stay in prison.
But I think you have to stay on top of it with the dates and stuff when you get released and everything. In order to get it cleared.
I assume this is just a duplicate of the bill. There's two of those.
You will see that all over there. Just on the first page. But I keep it on your invoice and thing together.
This must be part of that.
Yeah, they're each separate.
Well, right there's a problem. We do not have handicap accessibility to the court. And right there somewhere it needs assessments.
And it goes to the elevator.
That's what they're going to have to do.
Somebody out there helping them.
That's what, would you please check and make sure we have to get Troy? Mm.
They will help them.
If we heard back from the Supreme Court and their interest in the top animals, nothing.
She left me a phone number to call.
They said they would call us.
They were supposed to send out paperwork and everything like that.
Well, no, they've looked at it, because you not with it. No.
They're supposed to send drawings. And I don't know.
Some kind of type of proposal,
Yeah.
because we were hoping to partner with them in some fashion that would allow for some handicap access to the courtroom. That would,
This grant that I'm supposed to start working on, is just for security.
it's tough to find for an elevator. We were looking for years, and there's not a lot out there.
Now, the other one, the courthouse facility improvement grant, maybe, but it's not till October, I think.
Mhm.
So it wouldn't be until next budget year.
I've had some inquiries about the church of Dolmore. So far,
Haven't
I
found-
called the 10 years old, 100,000 miles plus, about $5,000
Or less.
or less. Probably gonna say a reward. Do you know if it has to have an 8-foot bed or?
No, the small, not the full size one. What they call it, immediate, like Colorado, S10, yeah, right with that.
I'll go back. I think there are places for sure. Well, this guy telling me to go to the airport this Monday, probably, yeah. You know, they're telling me to kill each other.
Hey, Troy. We got this bill for 2188 for the return from the steam boiler.
July 2015.
I'm just, how long's it been since we had to do that?
You fixed it the other day.
We have rated check.
It's a motor, a lot of
Motor, but it's the original motor that was on.
No, you brought a new one. You said you had it.
It replaced one that was how old though?
I don't know how old.
It was old.
Yeah, it's old.
That's what I mean, it was like,
Yeah. He said you had it for a while, we just never did come put it on.
all you knew it was going bad.
And we knew it was going bad, so. He
Warranty
said you already
with
ordered
this-
it.
Warranty with that?
I don't know, he never said, he just come put it on and we
It
called.
doesn't matter, I'll pay for it.
Did you ain't
Did
had
he
it
give
for a
you
while.
the papers for it or anything?
If he did, no, he didn't to me.
We need
He might have had.
See if there's any kind of, I mean, $2,100, so we don't think if there's a warranty on that pump for the boiler system. If there's a warranty, owners, who didn't leave you an owner's manual,
Might talk, back and ask Gary, you can go ask Gary.
ask Gary.
I know when he came, I know what day he came.
Okay.
That general appliances.
Yeah.
He ain't back there, he back, took something in the elevator.
All right, well, we just want to make sure that we have something, we surely have some
I
type
don't
of.
see a thing.
Okay.
Gary said he knew it was going bad. He told me he knew it was going bad, but he's never, he ordered a new one, he never did come put it on if it went bad.
Okay. Again, it was almost $2,200.
So I just put a motor on, that's all I saw down there. New motor, that's all it was. About that long.
Everything else all right, Troy?
Yep. Now Mike's still wanting me to take that stuff out of that bathroom up there. Them stalls, where he drug test, he said he can't get in there, they tried to hide on him. I said, well, we can take it out, I just wanted to ask you, to make sure it'd be all right with you. Ain't no problem taking it out.
Okay, where are you going to put the stuff?
It's that real heavy slate.
That's what I say, where are you going to put it?
I don't know.
Over the old jail?
We can, it's heavy. Especially that middle piece.
Or you just want to move it one time?
Yeah, we're only moving one time. I don't know if anybody want it. You?
Well, you can't give it away. It's
Got
auction.
that bit.
Yeah, you can't.
Put it out there somewhere. Take it back there in the back where the jail cells is and set it in there. If anyone wants it. Sell it to them.
We'll, in our next public auction.
So it'd be all right to take it out?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I need to know. I said, I just can't take it out without asking.
You don't have a problem with the.
All right. All right, here.
That way, if you can put it in the garage, it'd be closer, because usually we do that all public auction out of the garage, so you don't have to handle it twice.
Yeah.
If you've got a place there.
We'll have to use the dog.
How much room does it take? How much volume are we talking?
Oh, the biggest piece. Probably that long, maybe. It's real heavy.
Okay,
We took this one out in here.
okay.
It's hard, they're hard to move. We've got to take it to the jail anyway, put it in the elevator.
Okay. All right, do it.
All right.
Think about it.
I didn't find anything I was for.
Yeah, we just want to remember to ask, just so when we've got this, when it was installed, that I would think there would be, on that amount of money, there should be some type of warranty.
see Jerry and we've got 10 minutes right now. That's all we've got, we're going in area 10.
Well,
We can come afterwards if that's better. Is that better?
yeah, right now's not a good
Okay.
time. How long you?
All right.
Yeah, we'll just hang around. It's just we just like to
I don't know how
talk
long
to
our
every.
hearing will be.
It may be a waiver, I don't know, if they waive, we're good.
Yeah, if it's waived, we'll be done sooner, but.
All right. If not, we'll reschedule.
Okay.
All right. This workers' comp.
Larry just signed.
This workers' comp. That's the monthly amount,
It is quarterly.
quarterly amount. Okay. Okay.
These are already.
You guys have to motion for the bills.
Yeah, let me finish it. I thought it was done.
This is still part of the bills, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought we could go.
He's got no stack to do that.
These are all slow.
Well,
Y'all never hear me just making things fly.
So these aren't bills here.
No, they're not. They're all contracts.
Sorry.
That's what you guys don't have to do with it.
What's your regional jail bill there?
That one was approved. That was for January.
So we're okay.
here's on the list on there. JT Martin.
Yeah, you should come to our high school for JT Borg. Works for Joe now. I see. He looks like the Incredible.
Do that. Telephone number.
You want me to make a copy of that?
Yeah, I'll put a push it. The fax note takers.
Make a motion.
Yeah.
You want a clean one?
No, I'm just, I don't want these, I'm just going into the public.
I want to put this on there though, or just?
Robert takes some money.
Oh, I'll just type something in there and phone numbers, stuff I don't need, I just,
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Angel, the ballots have been ordered.
For what?
The ballots.
I'm assuming she got all that stuff turned in to Dr. Harris, so they would have to do that.
Of course, if they come back, they usually send us something back so we can review and make sure that we've got it right.
I think that's why they get it done. Where they review them and approve them, right?
Well, I don't know. I didn't review anything. Did you, John?
Then I may be wrong. I may be
Just-
missing stuff. 'Cause I don't usually do anything with election.
I think we just sent them out last meeting. Yeah.
Debbie would be the one.
It's just, now listen, it's just, I'm not saying they're not right, but let's,
I know she's
you
been,
can't have too many eyes look at that.
she's spent a lot of hours on it. I think there was a group that met over here, wasn't there?
That might have been a poll workers.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, we just want to, when you talk to her,
I'll ask Debbie, and see what
I doubt they did.
Hello, man.
What do you say, Gary?
Andrew told me to bring it over there. Get all it through. It's just a deal. Well, not mad at me, so. Troy said was asking about that Constate pump, Larry.
Yeah, if we had some type of manual warranty, there should be.
They brought one down before we got the new boiler, brand new from the college.
Right?
When they installed it, there's a tag inside of it that has to be renewed. It wasn't renewed, so therefore, it meant propellers in the pump. Steve came right here and checked it and said it was gonna need one. We made it through, went through, I suppose that long. I didn't know, the choice was $2,100.
It's almost 22.
I didn't know.
Right here, 2188, there should be some type of a warranty.
Oh, yeah.
That's my question. Who
I
has
agree.
it? And Troy has nothing.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't have a manual.
I don't know.
You know this fella?
Steve Renner,
You care to ask him?
yeah, I'm calling him.
Good,
What kind of warranty?
please. We need something, I mean, other than a bill.
Tell him if there is to send it to.
Well, there has to be something.
Well, you would think.
Yeah,
I mean,
lot.
and I just wonder,
Angel's gonna hold on that bill till you get back with her and tell her what you found.
Write me down his number, I'll call him, and see if there's a warranty on that.
And maybe he keeps the manuals, but, I mean, we have a date of installation, but just.
Right. Now, I know he ordered it last year. Said, I'll have one whenever you all need
That
it.
warranty starts when it's installed.
Yes, right.
But you're gonna hold that,
I
and
know
tell
that.
me when Gary tells you.
I'll find out hopefully before you all leave.
Good deal, thank you.
Monday, Betty Whipple and Betty Wolfer met over here and went through the sample ballot. And the changes that were made, which went in factor here. The ballot that come back was supposed to be the right one, was supposed to be correct. But they already,
Reviewed them to make sure.
I know Gilmer and they reviewed it. So,
You remember us talking about that,
Betty Wolfter and Betty Riffle came in on Monday, and they went over them, made sure everything was spelled correctly, and everybody was on there and in the correct order, and Jean sent corrections to Richard at Caston Hair, so whenever they come back, they should be correct.
Was that the day that they drew the?
No, they did the drawing, and then Castone Harris printed up like the sample, and then they sent the sample, and they came back in to review it.
yeah, the drawing and everything, all for it.
Total of the bills was $76,982.25. And I move to approve the bills as presented up to $76,982.25.
Second motion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes.
So that gives you time.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back down to new business. We had created a lease agreement with the Historical Society and passed that on for them to look at. I read it. Yeah, looked good to me, but we wanted them to take a look at it, make sure it was all right with them. Have we heard back from that group?
I do believe that they were okay with it. Cause she talked to that man strict one.
I move that we give you authority to sign, or
Yeah.
to give our president of the commission the authority to sign a lease agreement between us and the Gilmer County Historical Society.
Second motion, any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion passes.
And also, was reading that, I thought we still on bills. That's reading. This is the lease agreement between E911, Lewis County and us.
This, same as last year. $35,000 per year. Comes out that we paid one there, 29. Yeah, 66.
I move that we approve the lease agreement for 2016-17 for E91, the letter of agreement for E911 dispatch services between Lewis County and Gilmer County.
Second motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes.
This is the cold order for the Republican Party. Commission
Do we have to have an order for everyone,
you like.
each party, or see one move to the front?
I talked to Steve, he said it was a year warranty from the day it was installed, and he said, the reason this, he said the new ones are even higher. Now, he took the old one with him, and hoping he can find parts. Sometimes he can, sometimes he can't. If he does, he'll have one on hand
For spare.
that's rebuilt.
Yeah.
And, but he did say the new ones were higher, because he bought this last year and held it for
Right 1 year more on that invoice, please. Okay. Good deal.
All right.
Thank you, Gary.
Uh-huh.
list of, like the poll workers for the early voting?
I don't know. I can go on Debbie over here, she would be a lot more, about.
Well, the early voting, that's done out of the clerk.
Just out of, yeah, just their employees.
Well,
Yeah.
they have.
That's what I thought the last time.
Over here,
Yeah. There used to be,
early voting.
Inez McHenry and Dan Nestor.
Yeah.
Do they
usually
still do
have it
that?
here in Michigan.
I was thinking the last time they didn't have that.
Yeah, they have it.
Maybe there's two.
Yeah. Let me get out there. Like, going out.
Maybe they just think it's order.
Well, you've got the Democrat poll workers, and the Republican poll workers, and the commissioners.
Or is it those same two people? Is it those same two people? Are they on that list?
No, see.
Come here, Debbie.
Who was it?
Dan Nestor and,
I don't remember.
Inez McHenry.
You work with, I don't remember seeing. You're looking for Nestor. Yeah, an alternate,
Okay.
which there wouldn't be any vote, but we'll never have an election.
Yeah, she's in. Okay.
Ines is in 5, Ann is in 30.
We got a copy. Yes, didn't read very well.
But they will be in here every day in this
For the
room for the early voters, which begins when
April 27th, I believe.
and goes through,
The Sunday before, Saturday before the election, 7th of May.
April 27th. Did you say it's when it opens?
Yes.
What's-
It's early voting for about a week and a half.
About a week and a half.
There's 2 Saturdays we're open, but Angie, Jean, and I do that.
Okay. As it gets closer, we'll make sure to let people know that they can turn it.
Oh, yeah, we always have to get turned out for early voting, but it's always in the paper and on the free press.
If memory serves me correctly, it's been growing over the years. It continues to grow,
Yeah, it does.
kind of like
It's nice.
harder to come up with an excuse not to vote.
I move that we approve the poll workers for the Republican Democratic County Commission and alternate.
Second motion, all in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion passes. We are in receipt of a request from the Rosedale Senior Center. That'll go with our budget request. Can you put that in for those, Angel?
And the budget request.
Yeah.
That's out of the 2016-2017 budget. All right, today's the day we close. But we better get Gary here to ask him about this border review and equalization.
Okay.
Because we did not have one hearing. That's unusual. I mean, that's good, not complaining.
Yeah, I called about it because I thought we could have
Yeah.
a special meeting and then they said everybody was coming.
Yeah, nobody was coming. Well, that's the first time ever we did meet with something.
We met somebody last year, didn't we? And then they worked it out with.
We've always, it seems like we've had it year after year. We're getting ready to close the border review and equalization. Evidently, you took care of everybody.
Yeah,
We did not have one hearing.
I forwarded, the main ones we had was oil and gas centers, where they've increased and people didn't understand. Yvonne, he stepped down to Charleston, sent letters out, and she told me last week that everybody was understandable with it once she sent the letters. But as far as I know.
Past years, we've always had people in about the coal reserves. Did they finally, and of course, we always roll it back.
Right, and it's so low this year.
So they did it on their end this year, so we didn't have to.
Because I didn't think you met Mr. Keller over there. He never hollered, he usually does.
Well, I mean, he has a point, that's why we've always rolled it back for
That's
those
exactly
letters.
right. And I could see if we had minimal coal, it'd be a different scenario, but we don't. But, I know I had a call on the coal, the ones we had this year was oil gas, and it was just due to increase from 2 years ago. So,
Just a couple of minutes.
everything won't happen.
Yep, we're gonna meet with you guys here in just a minute. We're about ready to close this up. So
Okay.
motion will be
I'll be right
to
back.
close the board review and equalization.
So moved.
Second, all in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Any other business? We don't need an executive session. Immediately following this meeting, we're going to have a workshop with the elected officials to start the budget process. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All in favor say aye. Okay.
I'm supposed to set in for that today.
Please do. Gene, there's that Red Cross proclamation sign too. Jack's budget, because that goes with your budget, yes.
Just let you guys know, I don't know if you read your newspaper or talked today, but we're having an Easter egg hunt on the 19th. Bring your grandkids, kids, tell everybody, at the park,
At the park down here or at the rec center?
direct center. March, March 19th.
John Westfall did that for years.
He did not do it for the past 2 years. He said that, he was pretty well hanging